We do have PDoom. Dude, you've been raising your hand. You've been patient. We want to get to you. Are you ready to pitch?
Yeah, sure. I'm totally ready.
All right. And I'm so glad you're a dude, because when I said dude, I didn't even know based on your profile pic. So, AJ, you ready for the clock?
I'm ready for the dude.
All right.
Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So what we do is we service and operate Tensor Compute and sell Tensor Compute. So we effectively build and manage and operate supercomputers that are then leased by AI startups and content producers. So a $50,000 node produces us roughly $3,000 per month in gross revenue. And we're looking to deploy about $2 million in capital per month over the next 24 months into additional node infrastructure.
Okay, well, great. 30 seconds on the dot. Basically, who needs servers for AI? It's basically what I heard. Anybody wants servers for AI?
Yeah, so we have plenty of demand, actually, like more demand than we can support. There's an asymptotic demand curve for Tensor Compute versus the linear curve of actual production of 5 and 6 nanometer chips. So as long as you're like getting some percentage of the supply of Tensor Compute and getting it plugged in and operable, there's demand for that compute once it's online.
Can you walk me through? Do you have any contracts that currently?
Yeah, I mean, you could go to a website that's blockadelabs.com. That's a 3D skybox generator providing services for LLMs, some medical research.
What do you do for them?
We literally just provide them with compute. So they need a certain amount of VRAM.
And what's a typical size contract?
So it could be anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 per month.
I mean, what is it now?
So we have
one example.
Yeah, so one example is like Blockade Labs purchases about $16,000 in compute a month. There's a medical startup that purchases about $32,000 in compute a month. And so that's like
what'd you say the margin is for every compute unit you sell?
So the total cost of building a node, all of the CapEx that goes into a node comes to roughly $50,000 per node. That node will effectively sell roughly $3,000 of compute per month.
So 36, so 18-month payoff.
Yeah.
With the cost of capital at zero.
You said the cost of cap, yeah. If the cost of capital is zero, 18 months payback.
Okay.
Cost of capital is zero. There are also, because of the type of purchase, all of the purchases are QREs. So there's a 12 to 16% per dollar tax credit, accelerated depreciation on the equipment. So it's a very
12 what? Structure. Go back over that.
There's a 12 to 16 cent per dollar research and development tax credit on most of the equipment that's purchased. So we get R&D tax credits as well as accelerated depreciation on the equipment.
And what's the total amount you're trying to raise? I mean, how much can you put to work?
So to hedge against like advances in integrated circuits, we'd like to deploy roughly $25 million, $24 million, but in tranches of $2 million every month for 12 months.
Yeah.
Right. So
why delay the?
So one, just limited availability of the hardware and equipment, like just the amount.
So you can't buy it. There's a shortage.
Yeah. There's a scarcity of the equipment, and also to hedge against like the potential that there's a massive leap in integrated circuitry. That means like we gain an advantage. Our existing chips are still monetized and making money, but we haven't loaded all of our capital into something that becomes not the absolute latest technology. So we also have some proprietary, what's called multi-physics hardware acceleration. So we have hardware and software acceleration. So effectively, like we can provide the scale of compute. What other compute providers need to spend $20,000 of compute to provide, we provide for around $4,000. So, I mean, we have some distinct defining advantages in the space in terms of intellectual property as well.
And you're remind me, you generating revenue today? How much?
Probably roughly $50,000, $60,000 a month right now. I'd have to check. There's limited,
How much debt do you have?
In terms of total debt right now, we have like $120,000 in debt, probably.
Yeah. And how much raised to date?
Self-funded.
How much?
In total, including the intellectual property over the number of years, roughly like $600,000 in the specific entity that's actually acting as the SPV running the nodes right now, only like $50,000. So there's like IP that's licensed to that has like limited license from that entity, right? That had additional costs to develop. So how that pie is split up depends on how an investor would actually want to come in. Could come in strictly as like a joint venture or partner on just a development of hardware, which we can service and operate. Or if they wanted access to the IP, it would be a different conversation, right?
Okay, so for me and the audience, just to summarize, you basically have two entities. One's ABC, and it holds a license to use some software, I take it, from XYZ.
Yeah, I mean, there are more than two entities, but we're adequately structured for like the greatest tax efficiency as well as for
investors. I got you, but I'm just trying to understand. Like, let's not go down the tax hole. I got it. But basically, you have two entities, ABC and XYZ. XYZ is the company you want $25 million for to buy some equipment, correct?
Correct. Yeah. A partnership, joint venture partnership, preferred return on capital.
Joint venture partnership. What's the preferred?
So a preferred waterfall to the investor, like
what's the
80% going to the investor over until their capital is returned, and then reverting to anywhere from like 70-30 to 50-50 on the deal afterwards. So
and how's that split? 70-30 is, just to be clear for the audience and myself.
Yeah. So 70, it would flip back the other way. So 30% would be the investor, but they're completely, capped out.
So guys, I'll give him $1 million. He gives me the $1 million back 80% of the time, as long as, I, the investor, get 80% off the top, right?
Until you get your $1 million back, and then you get 30% thereafter.
Yep. Cool, man. Sounds like an interesting deal. Anybody got any questions, comments?
I do. So on the business dev side, so that's the investor side. On the are you guys prepared now to take on clients? Because I may have one for you. A Web3. What is it?
Yeah, we're prepared to. You said to take on clients in terms of people who need tensor compute.
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So you are okay. Is something like this in your wheelhouse? A video game, web game, mixed with Web3, aka a wallet already on the Ethereum blockchain, playable NFTs.
He doesn't care. You don't care, do you? If I understood your business.
Yeah. We provide bare metal, so it's like you guys
whatever.
Know
how much, I see.
Yeah, you guys know how much.
Oh yeah,
you tell us how much compute you need. And we provide you with compute. You pay the bill every month. Your compute stays on. You don't pay the bill. We give you, 15 to 30 days to pay it. If not, your computers get turned off until you pay it.
Hey, what's your requirement for uptime? Like,
so we offer 99.7% uptime. So,
and where are you hosting at?
We have physical control of the site. So that's like one of the things that differentiates us from a larger cloud provider. So a lot of people who work with us are doing AI research or have like some proprietary intellectual property. They don't want to be on AWS or Google Cloud. And so we have trusted relationships with them, as well as backgrounds in cybersecurity. So we are trusted to physically secure and provide a high level of operational security for the bare metal that they're doing their work on.
Yeah. What's been the problem, or how long have you been raising money? You're just starting.
We literally just started raising money like right before the holidays, and have a number of conversations. You know how things go, like Christmas, New Year's, and I thought it would just be fun to come up and give the pitch, honestly.
Hey, I kind of like just the basics. DM me if you want later.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I understand picks and shovels in a business, and if you understand energy, like this is just an energy play, really. How do you secure the energy? I mean, are you on the hook?
You mean in terms of the power?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as we scale, I mean, it's better like we do NBA and NCAA. I can show you.
Yeah.
But like
It's an interesting project, man.
We generate $5 a kilowatt hour. So even at a 17-cent kilowatt hour, we're fine. I could be in a penthouse in downtown LA and it still caps out. So
yeah, I may be able to help you with that.
Yeah, it's great. If people who understand real estate, it's very sensible because it's like, look, I can basically build apartments that cost us $50,000 to build. They take up 6 square feet and they make the same amount that a $500,000 house leases for. So, yeah.
Pardon me interrupting, but who does your HR? Do you have an HR department, or is it
I mean, we use mostly like autonomous agents to run all of our business admin and have a team of like 4 people that are able to do pretty much everything. So it's not really like our business is literally machines that like is plugging in machines that make money. Like we literally build robot brains, then plug them in and lease them to people who need computers to think for them.
Do you ever do contracts for service, or there's people there that are self-employed, that are externally doing something?
That we have one of our partners is like a company that provides agents, if that's what you're talking about. So they like provide digital twins, multi-agent processes, things like that. But we literally just care about owning a percentage of the hardware. There's going to be a fixed amount of tensor processing that gets actually created over the next decade. AI is literally the new utility. It's like when the internet started or electricity started, it's the newest utility. These chips are necessary to create that utility. And if you own a certain amount of the chips, there will always, for the foreseeable future, there will always be a greater demand for these types of processes on integrated circuits than there will be integrated circuits to fulfill the demand of processes. So it's like, it's kind of a no-brainer, and the qualified research expenses, accelerated depreciation, it's like you basically have minimal downside if you're properly structured, like a maximum of like 12% potential downside if properly structured with like hedge fund like rates of return. So,
and who and how do you verify AI as in legitimate? Do you do background checks? Do you run like through this HR process? I know that AI is technology and so on and so forth, but if there are external companies involved which you're contracting yourself with and through, how do you go about that verification process?
What do you mean verification process?
Well, we like to think that we can take everything as verbatim, and it does what it says on the tin. But if if there is an external contract, so for example, somebody that is self-employed or providing an independent service, third party, how does your company then verify that that person is legitimately who they are?
I think she's asking about vetting. Do you vet these people?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I'm from England.
Like, do we vet our clients?
That's what she's asking. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we do. Okay. We do vetting on clients, but like that vetting is done like through APIs and digitally these days. Like there are things like People API and like Spokio and like a number like that's an autonomous.
This is my jam, and I'm very interested to learn more. Not to bust your chops on anything, but I'd like to learn more about the process and how you do that.
It's autonomous. Like if we're going to sign a contract with someone that says that they're going to pay us a certain amount of money every month, like of course we verify that they are in fact real and that like their business is real and that they have the money to pay us.
So what if somebody came to you and said that they were able to provide you a service that you don't even have to worry about that independently, that is what they do to make sure that each independent contractor or persons that are offering a service, as somebody that is self-employed, were fully verified, DBS background check, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
That you could then turn to them and say, well, as long as they're verified.
Everyone on our team is capable of running those type of scrapes and things like that. So it's just not like I think if you like look deeper into like the context of like how we got where we are and like the fact that we're able to operate this in this niche and this specific type of business, it's like when it comes to computers,
hey man, how much have you raised to date?
It's completely self-funded. So me and my partner have funded this business ourselves. We have a friend who has loaned us some Bitcoin, and we ran a multi-strategy. So we actually deposited that Bitcoin in a lending protocol and took a collateralized debt position. and utilize that to purchase additional chips. But it's well above water. So like that's the only debt we have. And other than that, it's like completely self-funded. We don't have, there's no one on the cap table but us. That's it.
How do you manage against not being able to get the chips?
So
because
we
you're
have
at the
actually,
tail end of the at the tail end of the supply chain, right?
No, we have relationships with like MSPs, right? So like we have relationships with VARs and MSPs. So that's actually one of our advantages, is that like we started building those relationships a number of years ago. So it's actually relatively easy for us to get access to the chips that are available on the supply chain.
Are they independently contracted, or do you employ them?
We just can't buy more than actually hit the supply chain, right? Like we can't buy more chips than are actually available at any given increment. And haven't been sold.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Right. So a certain amount of chips that go to VARs are meant for already built machines, right? Like DGX clusters or gaming rigs. Then there are a certain amount that are sold as free chips, and we can get access. Like we have a decent amount of access to, you know, the volume that we want to deploy. So
yeah, cool.
We do want to hear what Zach has to say, and I may have a client for you, Doom. So we'll be in chats, and then also Katie, if you're interested in working with him, shoot him a DM, follow each other. That usually opens up the DMs when you follow each other. Zach, I really want to know what you think.
I was just going to say it was a really, really well done pitch. You can tell that you've written out like longer pitches. You know what questions people need to have answers to up front based on the problem you're solving. And you can tell that you've done this a lot. You've done this before. And you've worked on it a lot. So I just wanted to say, you know, it's evident that you know the questions that are going to come up because of what you left out or what you put in and how that's going to sway. So you can tell that you've done it a lot. And, you know, the way you practice is just by doing it. And it seems like you've gotten good feedback before. So other than that, you hit the time on the nail and on the head and had really good questions. And it drove the kind of conversation that you want. So just great job.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to be the first investor, right? So I'm not the technical co-founder, even though I am technically competent. And my partner is the technical co-founder. So I first had to get the pitch and understand like, oh, how exactly does this make sense? And to be frank, it took me longer than it should have to grasp it. It took me longer to move on it than it should have. I think the first time he started asking me to buy chips to start training AI was 5 years ago. So like the first time that he told me like, we need to buy chips to start training these models, like training ML models, was like 5 years ago. So that's kind of like what we're dealing with.
So you're saying you're not the top engineer on this, even though you're an engineer?
Correct. I'm not. I'm responsible for business development, structure, raising capital.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm not at all like I understand the technology.
What is your position, if you don't mind, in the company?
So we
co-founder.
So actually, in the specific entity, it's just like there's an SPV that acts as the service and operation entity, and we actually have like a think tank that's our top level entity. So I'm the CBO of the think tank itself, and I actually don't hold a position inside of the specific service and operation entity.
Is it like a DAO?
No, it's not a DAO.
Okay.
God bless you. I think this is absolutely fantastic.
No,
and I actually bought this. I bought this to the space actually quite some time ago. But in my pitch, I was like, I'm actually looking for a CTO or a CFO because I was looking to build my team. So it's even before the situation of looking for investment and so on and so forth. And the fact that you're even speaking about this now, kudos to you. And it just verifies and solidifies a lot of my thought process. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. Shout out to you. I think that you're absolutely brilliant. I appreciate your voice.
Thank you. I just think that this is like the biggest. This will be the single largest, most transformational wave in technology.
Mon, you're unmuted down there. Can you unmute yourself? Damn, is that what I sound like?
Isn't it, hearing your own voice is often a little
Shit.
bit disturbing. You're
I'm
like,
sorry, guys.
you're like, whoa, like, you're like, I sound like that, but you only sound like that to you. Don't worry. Like,
Okay.
it's only to yourself. So, yeah, I
No,
just
it sounded exactly the same way I heard it, dude. Like I gotta put up that shit every day.
Oh, shit.
so I just believe that this is owning the means of production. So you see lots of people coming into AI and everything from, you know, a fine-tuned chat GPT model to people teaching people how to work with AI. But ultimately, the means of production are these pieces of silicon that vibrate trillions of times per second, right? And there's a limited supply of them. And the more of them that you can own and cash flow, the more of them that you can acquire, which means the more of a say you have over what types of AI get developed. And there's also like additional alpha where you potentially get exposed to these opportunities because startups are buying compute from you. You end up developing relationships with the CEOs and CTOs of these AI startups and potentially get opportunity to get exposure to these ventures at very early stage as well.
There's definitely a need for this. It's the business type that you're jumping into, and there's definitely a need for this in this space. So
However, I
it's
would like to offer my services to say that OWL verifies independently each and every person within the creative industry sector, which, by the way, let me blow your mind.
It's very
covers everything
crackling in
that
the
you're
back.
talking about.
Katie,
I know
it's
I'm not. It's not a pitch. I'm just
no,
stating.
no. I know it's very crackling in the background.
Crackling?
Yes.
Oh, maybe it's because my microphone is near my jacket. Is that
Yeah.
better?
Thank you.
Oh, it's okay. It's not a pitch. It's just saying like I created my company just because of the horrible experience that I unfortunately went through, and I wanted to prevent that for anybody else. And so when I talk to you or ask these questions about external contracts for independent verification of not having a necessary HR department that will do the DBS background checks for you, if they are OWL verified, which stands for Overseeing Welfare, Human Rights, and Liberty in the creative industry sector, each and every one of you are part of and protected by, then I would love to have a continued conversation about how we can work collaboratively together and make sure that each and every one of you are protected. Amen. And that's my shtick on there.
Thank you, Katie. If I could, I guess someone else came up named Josh. I think you're next. I don't know who's next, but I really appreciate what